Welcome to the farm.
Welcome to the farm. I'm Justin.
And Dana.
And what do we got today, Dana?
New washer and dryer.
That's right.
Stackables. Gonna take up less room in our laundry room. Because our old ones we've been puttering along with for too long.
Yep.
Time to upgrade.
Yep. They've been airing out and giving us all kinds of problems for probably about a year now.
Over a year.
Over a year.
Over a year, and it's long overdue. So.
Yep. So we're gonna get this thing in the house, hooked up. So come along with us. So here we are in the laundry room. Got the washer here, dryer behind me. It used to be dryer, basin sink, washer. Then we used to have a big cabinet up here. That's why it looks so messed up. But we went with a stackable now, so we can open up this room a little bit more, give us more room for farm clothes and boots and all that kind of stuff. Maybe put a bench here at some point. So we're gonna end up with a stackable in the corner. First thing we need to do though is get these two out. So as you watch me struggle, you're probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking as I'm watching this and editing it. Why didn't I go through the door backwards? It would have been a lot easier. Anyway, while you watch me struggle getting these things out and the new one in, I got a little story for you.
We originally did not plan on moving these appliances ourselves. We did order the new washer and dryer through a big box hardware store, and they were all set to deliver yesterday, the day before we did all this, and the driver called us saying he couldn't find our address. So as we were talking to him, the phone call dropped. We tried to call the driver back 4 times, which he did not answer our calls. We waited around for a little while, and then Dana checked the status of our delivery, and it said, "Sorry we missed you. We'll reschedule to come out and deliver again." So we called the big box store, and after about 40 minutes on the phone back and forth with different people, they were not going to come out and deliver our appliance. They were going to have to reschedule for another week out, and we could not be another week without a washer and dryer. So we canceled the order. We ran out this day and spent an hour in the truck to go pick it up from a warehouse, to drive an hour back home, to bring it into the house, get the old ones out ourselves, get the new one in ourselves, and hook it all up ourselves. We were not happy about the situation. The real sad part is, this was not the first delivery this store has messed up for us. A while back, I had ordered a big case of tools, and it was supposed to come in a couple days. It ended up sitting in a warehouse depot for like 4 weeks before I finally got it. And there was also an instance where I ordered a heated sweatshirt for Dana, and they claimed they delivered it, but we never received the package. And it was fighting tooth and nail to get them to refund us for that package. So we are never ordering from this store again. So we got smart and we decided to take the door off to bring the other one in. Probably would have been easier to take the door off and rip the other two out, but we weren't as concerned about wrecking the other two as we were concerned about scratching the new one coming in. It wouldn't have been such a big deal, except the door doesn't open all the way because that shelf that's behind us, it keeps the door open a little bit and it just kind of creates a tight point. The new gravel was really nice for backing the truck and trailer up, and not so nice for the furniture dolly. It got stuck instantly. So take one of getting the new washer and dryer up the stairs was a failure. I was grabbed too high up on the furniture dolly, and when we got to that last stair, there's little rollers in the back of the furniture dolly to help go upstairs. that actually got hooked on the stair instead of going over the stair. So there was just no way I was getting up the stairs holding it in that position. But attempt 2, with a little help from Dana, and we got it right up there.
How are you feeling?
Tired. Tell you, that would have been so much easier if, you know, the people we paid to do it actually did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead
that
of
would have been easier.
just driving past our house,
Yeah.
saying they couldn't find the house.
It's in now. It was a struggle, but we got it.
Maybe buying a washer and dryer that's like connected maybe was the best idea, the best. It looks really nice though.
Yeah. And now we can get it unwrapped and hooked up and hopefully see this thing work tonight.
Yep.
So now that Dana's got this all unwrapped, we can start working on hooking it up. And we're gonna replace everything new with the dryer vent, the hoses, everything. We're gonna start over fresh. New cord coming from the dryer. Outlet will stay, but we'll start with the new cord. We'll head outside and we'll do the vent first.
We kept seeing wasps by the laundry room door. Now we know where the nest was.
Alright, well, since there's bees out there, I sprayed them. We'll wait for those to die off a little bit before we go and do the dryer vent. We'll start working on replacing our hoses. So the old washer used to be right here. Now it's going to be over on the other side. So obviously these hoses and this hole will not work. So we'll have to go on the other side, drill a new hole through the side of this metal basin tub, and run some new lines from underneath. Alright, so now that I got the hole drilled, I can go ahead and hook up my hoses. I got one of them labeled hot. I'm going to stick that one through first and hook that up to the hot water. Hopefully I can show you guys this without taking up too much room. Make sure to remove the old seal.
Now I just need to tighten it up. I'm going to use a channel lock pliers to just tighten it up a little bit more. Being careful not to over tighten it, because if you over tighten it, you will damage the seal inside the hose. I repeated the process with the cold water line. I couldn't really get a good video of it. The angle was weird and I ended up blocking the camera, so that there wasn't much to see there. But now we can move on to wiring the dryer cord. There's 3 connections to make inside. We had the old 3-wire plug. A lot of the newer modern houses and modern appliances come with a 4-wire plug. Not any harder to hook up, but basically with the 3-wire plug, I just got to make sure that I have the 2 outer wires on the 2 outsides. Doesn't matter which one goes where, as long as that middle wire hits that middle plug or middle terminal, we're all good. Now I need to remove the 4 bolts that are holding the washer drum in place and then replace them with the plugs that came with the washer. So now we can get back on the dryer vent removal. Those wasps should be no longer an issue. So we can go ahead and get this vent removed. It ended up really being kind of a pain in the butt to do this vent because when they installed the radon mitigation system when we moved in, they kind of overhung the dryer vent on the outside of the house. So getting that top left screw out was really a pain. Even my little stubby screwdriver I had to take apart because the handle was too long to fit behind there to remove that screw. And it really made it a pain to work on the ductwork because Normally you would snap the ductwork into the plastic shroud on the outside and then slide that through the house and attach your hose inside. It wouldn't fit that way. We had to stick the duct through the house from the inside, attach the plastic on the outside in that couple inch space, and then do the taping in that couple inch space, stick it back through, screw it back down, then attach the ductwork inside. Because of the radon mitigation system, I was not able to get the top left screw back in, so whenever I get around to caulking the top and two sides of this, I'll end up caulking that hole as well. And of course, just like everything else in this project, nothing is going exactly like it should. So the ductwork coming in from the outside was just a little bit too long. We couldn't push the washer and dryer back as far as we would like. According to the directions, you only need 4 inches of clearance between the wall and the back of the washer and dryer. We wanted to try to tuck this thing back as far as possible, but once you put the flex tube on, that takes up some space as well, so we needed to cut this ductwork down as short as we could to get that flex on so we could get this washer and dryer back as far as we could. So Dana got familiar with the tin snips and shortened the ductwork up for us. So Dana's just trying to check the ground of where we're going to set the washer and dryer for level. So hopefully we can pre-adjust the feet on the washer and dryer, because once we get in here, the thing's really heavy and hard to move in and out, so we wanted to try to get as close as we possibly could. So now that we got the washer and dryer moved into place, we can work on hooking up the water lines. Again, making sure not to over tighten them, because we don't want to damage the seal that's inside the hoses. Then we check the hoses for leaks. Dana felt a little bit of water, so she's going to tighten up the hose just a little bit more. Again, being careful not to over tighten and ruin the seal. Next we'll move on to the dryer venting. We want to try to make this run as short as possible and as straight as possible. Unfortunately, in our situation, the existing vent was coming out near the floor, and the new dryer vent is about, chest height. So we are not going to be able to have it too straight, but we definitely want to make it as short as we possibly can. So Dana will take wire cutters, cut the wire in the tube, and then rip the foil to cut it to a shorter length. So because of our dryer outlet location, we weren't able to pull the washer and dryer out far enough to walk around the basin tub and get behind it. The cord just wouldn't reach. So Dana gets the fun task of climbing over the basin sink. Now we just do a final check of level, and if it needs to be adjusted, we can pull the washer and dryer back out, adjust the feet, and push it back in, which we ended up doing one time, and then we got it pretty close, so not too bad.
Well, it's installed. That was a pain in the butt.
Yeah. 5 hours, 5.5 hours, something like that, to get it home and unpack it, get the old ones out, the new ones in. And I didn't do all that heavy lifting like he did, and I'm still exhausted.
Yeah. It was one of those projects where every little thing just fought us, because we went from having 2 separate units to one giant combined unit. It wasn't even 2 separate pieces, it was one unit.
Just one unit, does not separate.
We won't do that again.
No, it has a nice clean look, which I really like, but getting it into the house, it's too heavy, too tall, just not manageable.
The reason we went with the one unit though is the way the controls work. We're all in center, and on the 2 units the controls are up on top, and
I can't reach them.
Yeah.
Literally, I would need a little step stool to reach the buttons, and that's not going to work. Also, we're trying to teach Cadence to do her own laundry, and she certainly couldn't reach the buttons, so
Yep.
that was not going to be an option.
No. So I told Dana she was not allowed to tell me how much this thing weighed off the spec sheet because I figured it would feel heavier if I knew how much it was. So how much was it?
It was heavy. 326 pounds.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought it was. It felt worse. It felt way worse. Well, hopefully you guys found this video entertaining, interesting. If you did, please like it. We'd really appreciate it. Consider subscribing. We got all kinds of projects we're doing all the time. Eventually we'll be doing a remodel in this room in the next few years, hopefully.
I'm hoping sooner because the plan was to redo the laundry room and then do an appliance, but that didn't happen this time. So now I'm gonna get like antsy and be like, okay, I have this beautiful appliance. I need a better laundry room. So
yeah,
it'll happen sooner than he thinks. Or at least paint. Paint will happen very quickly.
Yeah, paint will happen quick. I'm anxious to get going on it too, but it's a budget thing. We got other projects we're working on, so whenever we have the budget to do it, we'll do it. But again, consider subscribing. We'd really appreciate that as well. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
These are 2 buttons that we need to press. There's one. And there's the other.